A very good morning, a very good afternoon, good evening. I don't know what you're watching. I know a lot of people are watching in the diaspora. My name is KobbyKyei, and this is Get to Know with KobbyKyei. Yeah, yeah, for Twitter, they're about a whole new environment, and this is Central Hotel located at Osu Ridge, a very beautiful place. Almost swimming pool. They be say swimming pool. We work with them as a in channel. Where they sin sugar, very beautiful place. Oh my doing also the succulent there. Mr. Sammyforson.
KobbyKyei,
Yeah,
finally.
my tata watch you.
Try with them home out.
And amazingly, I mean, someone that I used to follow growing up, listening to you on radio, YFM, Life FM. And so sitting here interviewing you is such a huge blessing to my career and my life and my whole family. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to interview today.
It's my pleasure and congratulations. I'm really proud of you. I'm one of those people that knows you from back in the day,
From
from
scratch.
supporting soccer, soccerholics and all that, and seeing you doing what you're doing now, and you've done it way better than even a lot of people that started that time. So congrats. I can only wish you the very best.
Thank you so much. Now, I mean, fast forward, let's move. What have you been up to? I mean, let's start with family. How's your wife doing? How's the kids? How's the whole family?
Oh, my wife is doing well, like your wife. Oh, my wife is good. Family's all right. God has been good. We're doing great.
And your parents, they are good?
Oh yes, they're good. I'm just coming from there,
And
so
how are they doing?
they're fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I wish God would give me the life He's giving them. They're almost in the 80s. They're cool, no walking stick, nothing. So yeah.
Now, I mean, let's focus on radio. I know, I mean, you're from the radio background. A lot of people now are celebrating 10 years in radio, 5 years in radio. How many years now in radio?
I've lost count. I think I'm in my 16th year.
16. Wow.
Yeah. Yes, I started in Kumasi, Garden City Radio, then came to Accra City FM. I did, I think, 5 to 6 years. Moved to YFM, did, I think, 5 to 6 years as well. And then Live FM, I did 3 years. And now I'm at Joy. I'm in my second year at Joy.
Good. Was radio a calling or something that you were forced to do?
I never saw myself doing radio. I just love music. When I was back in school, radio secondary school in 1998, thereabout, anytime I get money, I just be buying CDs. I had, Discman, Sony Discman. So I just be buying CDs. I remember buying Kojo and Cheese to Mother Africa cassette those days when I had a Walkman as well, 1995. I just love music, and I happened to have an idol, Jojo Lemaire. He was then with Joy FM. So I used to listen to him. That was the time I go to class, like Nocte. He used to do the Joy Slow Jam. And I'll listen to him and all that. And then I got a chance of meeting him in Kumasi when I finished school. And he was my mentor. I would, you know, go to him every day and all that. And I used to do jingles for him as well. And then one day I found myself on radio. I was also computerizing radio stations. My background is IT. I can literally build a computer. I will go and buy the parts, put it together, install the software and everything. So I was doing that in Kumasi. I computerized Garden City Radio, GBC. And then after that, I did a few stations. I went to Brekum, I went to Techiman, Asta FM, Brekum, Chris FM, and some other stations. I did quite a number. Then Tomiana Forson came to GBC Kumasi, met me, so I had built production studio where you use just computer. Because when I got there, they were using cassette. And see, like the artist voiceover and Kwakojina booth name. Oh, me I play. But cassette, there's a mistake. I don't see, and I stop. So now you know how this thing you take your voice, put music under, put effects on it and all that. So he was blown away, and then he was like, "Oh, come to Accra." I had set up Rabodef. So I came to Rabodef, and then I also computerized it. And then every course I would come down, take the students through DJing and all that. So quite a number of people have passed through my hands. DJ Mensa was my student.
Wow.
Yes, at Rabodef. I met Adam once upon a time wanted to be a DJ. He was also my student as well, and I think a few other people as well. So it's been quite a journey. Here's my background. In 1981, I was born in Zambia. I was brought up in Zambia till about 1994 when my parents decided to come back to Ghana. So I grew up with my sisters. I was the only black guy in school, in a white school, filled up with Indians, Americans, and all that because it was an expatriate area. So those were basically my friends. So the only language I could speak was English and a bit of Swahili here and then.
So you can speak Swahili?
I said then.
Then.
Yeah, so it's pretty much how I was raised. Yeah.
Okay, so if, say, given opportunity to speak Chi on radio, like, okay, so one day Sammy Forson is going to speak like local dialect throughout, you can't.
Yo, it's here for Masugu Samutie KobbyKyei FM. Yeah, Mama Kwaba, where you drive time on KobbyKyei FM. And they be launch a brand new Shatawale pam 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 pam. Are you satisfied?
Pa is a trio, a brofo. Papa and a trio and brofo.
Shatalolik.
Amazing. How difficult is it for someone or a musician in Ghana to collaborate? Because I don't know, if someone say like Sarkodie or Stoneboy or Shatawale going to feature a Western artist or someone who is outside Africa or Ghana, I know that it is some international collaboration. Is it difficult or how is it difficult?
I think we make a big deal out of it, but the artist there doesn't make a big deal out of it.
Why?
It's just music. Okay. Maybe I'm working with an artist from a different territory. It's because of how we position those people, make them look better than us.
I see. So is the mentality or the mindset?
I think it's how we see ourselves. If I could just cite this example, Nigerians were featured a lot on Beyonce's album. They were not really making a big deal out of the fact that Beyonce's worked with them because they're used to stuff like that. But for us, it was a big thing. It goes to show that, to connect to what I said earlier, that it's about how we value ourselves. No disrespect to any Ghanaian out there saying that we don't value ourselves properly, but I think it's more of a belief thing. If we believe that we're good enough, if you happen to meet, let's say, Jay-Z right now, how you would compose yourself around him would let him value you. I'll give an example of an experience I encountered with Sarkodie in South Africa at the Mamas, where he picked up the award and performed with Miguel. What happened backstage was a lot of other artists were trying to get Miguel's attention, and Sark was just in his corner. And the funny thing is, when we landed at the airport, the moment we landed and then the rep from Mamas came to me at the airport, our car was parked there with our driver. I was handed over the itinerary, spelling out everything from when we arrive to when we leave. And that's when I got to find out that we're doing a joint with Miguel. And how they vibed as artists was so interesting. And Miguel was like, you know what? I really like you, man. So it's about the belief system. And Miguel said, Kendrick Lamar is going to be very proud that you're doing his verse on How Many Drinks song. And he took it and owned it and put Ghana in there. And that's how we roll. You don't need to lose your identity when you're working with somebody from a different market, hoping that you get into their market. No. If they want a better Jay-Z, you can't be better than Jay-Z because they already have Jay-Z. So you need to be you to appeal to them because that'll be the difference. So basically that's pretty much what it is to me. And as an artist, you don't just go and sit in the studio and record a song and that's it. You need to have a mentor. Look at another artist who's doing something great, who inspires you. Get knowledge. Equip yourself to the point where if a record label comes from America and they are talking to you for just 5 minutes, you're able to sell and market yourself properly so that by the time you're done the conversation, you have a deal. It's called being born ready.
Have you had any problem with a musician before on radio or on air?
No, but I think some have with me. Something I heard, but anyway, I don't want to delve into that. I don't have any problem with anyone.
But have you encountered any situation where someone said, "Oh, Sammy de ombominyum, Sammy de ombominyum"?
One of the biggest accusations that has followed me everywhere is being Sarkodie biased. Let me use this opportunity to just say this. Before anything else, before working with him and all that, I am a big Sarkodie fan. I appreciate his music. I appreciate his rap style. what he says and all that. He's just a unique talent. He's somebody that you can't help but pay attention to. And if you ask him, he'll tell you that I started playing his music, and he used to listen to the Mid Morning Show on YFM a lot. I started playing his music even before I even met him. And when I met him, it was like, oh, yo, this is Sarkodie. I was like, oh, you're the Sarkodie guy. So I'm a day one fan, and pretty much that's what it is.
Before you go, look in Mr. the camera and give any advice for the up-and-coming artist. I know a lot of people want to get their music on your platform. And also to everyone else there. I know there's a lot here you want to share. Briefly, tell us.
All right, to every artist out there, know where you're going as an artist. Have your identity. Your identity would let you know how to connect to certain audiences. So know what you have to offer. Know where you're headed, and nobody can stop you. And please learn, gather knowledge, network, meet the right people. All right, and broaden your team, and you always go places. And to Ghanaians, keep on supporting KobbyKyei. He's an amazing brother, and keep supporting Ghanaian music. Support me too. God bless you all.